starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house, and man, we have got a whole bunch of news. Seriously, we're going to be talking about lots of updates today. It's going to be a very, very fun show. We're going to start off, of course, we're going to get into Tornado Cash and PulseChain stack on the move. We're going to talk about that. We're going to have a look at a few people's opinions in the community about that. We're going to get into a lot of project updates and insights today, so that's going to be really cool. We're obviously going to cover the stock market, crypto market briefly at the beginning. We're going to do a little bit around Ethereum as well. And we're going to look at Richard Hart, of course, with some of his posts he's been putting out. So quite the show today, quite the show. So I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to hit the repost button on X. That'd be very, very cool. I am looking at potentially going on to Kickstarter. So it's a possibility. We'll think about that. But definitely it's been integrated now in the studio. So might end up doing that, so keep a lookout for that. Yeah, exciting times ahead, folks. Exciting times ahead. So get out the repost and get out and about and send the show around. That's all I can say. Okay, without further ado, we're going to get into the stock market and then crypto and then PulseChain and then all the project updates. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm excited. All right, we've got a few insights as well, and those are good, right? Insights means potential value upside. Let's have a look here. Let's go to the stock market, and we've got the S&P 500 climbs on a tech jump, easing US-China trade tensions, and this was the big worry short term, right? 1st of November, the tariffs going up to something like 150% or so, 130%, and I think they're 20% at the moment, something like that. And so, yeah, pretty big deal. We also know that China's got a bit of a leadership tussle as well. Was it 9 generals or something like that, maybe 20, depending on who you're looking at, have gone missing. And looks like there's a bit of a power play between the head of the military and President Xi. So there's lots of drama going on there. Mini strokes and all sorts of things for President Xi. So yeah, lots of mishmash, but certainly something going on there in the leadership in communist China. And of course, they just had the fourth prelim, which is I think a 2-year kind of a meetup around their 5-year plan. So it's all going on, and I think in 2 years' time they've got the main voting session that they have as well. So lots of politics going on there in China. And of course, recently they used their big rare earths. That was their MasterCard, so to speak, outside any other sort of actions. And it looks like, what we see the US response was go to Argentina, go to Australia, go to Pakistan, get other rare earths, set up processing potentially, and open up their own mine. So lots of playing going on there with a sort of a decoupling idea. So that's kind of where we are right now. Dow Jones at the moment is up a 30%, 144 points to 46,734. We're at the S&P 500 up 0.6%, 39 points to 6,738. And the NASDAQ there is up 0.9%, 200 points to 22,941. So looking really good on the indices, isn't it? And let's look at the last year. You can see we're up around the all-time highs for the Dow Jones. The S&P 500 also around the all-time highs as well. And the NASDAQ there also around the all-time highs. So pretty amazing performance. And I think it's still very, very early. We've still got the PMI for an extended period underneath. That's the Producers Manufacturing Index below 50 for an extended period, which means that there's a lot of room to run, guys. And as I said to you, don't fall for the short-term FUD. There's a lot of restructuring and reordering going on this year with Trump because there was so many problems to deal with. And we were hoping that it would all be sort of done in 6 months. Unfortunately, it's taken 9 to 12 months because there's always a few wild cards out there like China and the tariff balancing them, but also the threat of global war and Taiwan, all the rest of that's mixed in there. So there's lots of things going on to deal with. Now, but presumably it's going to build us up if we can get past this 1st November with a good meeting that Trump's going to have with President Xi coming up, I think next week. Then if not this weekend, one of the two, then that could lead us really well into for our November, December run that we're all looking forward to. and of course, we are very bullish about 2026 as well. And some of the big risks we might have there is the midterms, which is looking bad for the Democrats. They're really sinking further and further, more extreme, and then shutting down the government as well. I mean, just ridiculous. And then, of course, good for reducing the deep state, though, I must say. And so, yeah, we've got all those sort of things going on right now. We also have the the military build-up. 40% of the U.S. military naval assets are built up at the top of South America there. Taking out narcos and potentially dangerous dictators that are in cahoots with the Chinese. So we'll see. We'll see what happens all in that place. So that's kind of where we are right now. So yeah, we still have a few geopolitical risks, but other than that, we're really ushering in the golden age of America, because something like $20 trillion by the end of this year expected to be invested in the U.S. economy. That's just mind-boggling numbers. And we know that the U.S. economy is around about $27 trillion a year. So 20 trillion is a huge number to have in investments. And of course, we know it's in a lot of the latest stuff, AI and other things, oil and gas, etc. So pretty exciting. We're expecting to see a lot of manufacturing, obviously, with the tax bill that we had, 100% tax expensing in the first year. So that's obviously having a boom there with capital expenditure, and that's going to boom further down the line. So it's pretty exciting. Yeah, pretty crazy age, the golden age of America, and the convergence of all these technologies at one same time seems almost is it a coincidence, or is it something more divine? I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, we got the US dollar at the moment is flat at 98.71. Let's go to the commodities. We've got commodities right now with $61.71 West Texas crude oil, and Brent oil there at $66 is up 5%, smashing 5 cents. So huge difference there. And so that is at $66. Now, there are different regional prices for different oil prices out there. So in Asia and different places, if you're wondering why there's so many different oil reference prices, just different markets and different terminals, etc. So they have different prices there. Gold at the moment at 41.30, off from the highs there after a bit of profit taking. And we've got silver there as well, $48.50. And of course, gold reached something like a $30 trillion market cap, which is pretty amazing. And that's potentially where Bitcoin could go, right? Bitcoin could go up there as well, because everyone, of course, Bitcoin got the narrative of the digital gold, and it can happen very fast, right? So that's what we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to those big parabolic moves, big fast moves. We're also looking for that in Ethereum and PulseChain too, of course. So let's keep a lookout for that. That's all going to happen pretty fast. Just when you think it's all gone, it's at the end of the world, and then suddenly it starts happening, and you go, "Oh my, damn it! I sold my position. I bought potato stocks, something like that." But that's where we are right now with the old markets there. So not bad there as well. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'll just change the things, I think. But anyway, so that's where we are right now. Let's go to the tools, and let's have a look at Fed rate monitor. That's coming up pretty soon. So 5 days and 18 hours to go. So 5 days, 18 hours to go to the Fed meeting. So we're within the week, guys. We're expecting another 25 basis point cut. So we're in this interest rate cycle move, and that is bullish for crypto. Obviously, all that cash and all those conservative investments that are out there earning low yield are going to earn even lower yield. And so that means more risk on, right? Risk on there. We've got record monetary printing levels, and we've got a long way to go with the PMI. And so, yeah, this is going to be an incredible run, guys. It's going to be an incredible run. And the only thing we have to be concerned about is geopolitical risk, really. That's really the only thing, unless a comet falls from the sky. It'll probably be another natural disaster like that. But that's kind of where we are right now. So we're looking good. All right, so let's jump over to the crypto market and talk about that. We got any other people? So don't forget to smash out the repost there on X. Really helps a lot there. So hit the repost button. Take a moment to do that. Thanks. All right, let's get into the main event here on crypto and talk about where the markets are at. Because I'm pleased to report that the markets are up, guys. The markets are up, and here we are, up 2.2%, $3.77 trillion. So very small, something like maybe 1/10 of gold right now. So yeah, maybe 1/9 at best. So we've got Bitcoin at the moment at $109,888, up 2.3%. Now, we do have a lot of things happening with crypto restructure going through government right now. The Coinbase CEO was meeting Democrats and Republicans about that. in Washington there. We do expecting a lot of crypto stuff to come out in November. So let's keep an eye on that. We have got Ethereum right now at $3,848, up 2%, despite all of the buying that Tom Lee and that are doing. But they are laughing themselves silly because they've got to buy millions more still. So it's going to suddenly run away, the old Ethereum. We've got BNB right now, number 4, is up 5.3% at $1,121. XRP there up 1.9% at $2.39. Solana number 6 is up 6.3%. So a big move for Solana today, along with BNB, and $190. And then we've got number 9 is down 2% on Tron, 31.3 cents. Doge there up 3.2% at 19.5 cents. So top 10 right now. And of course, the best performer over the last 24 hours has been Solana, up 6.3%. Best performer over the last week has been XRP. Actually Doge, sorry, 3.1% increase there at number 10. So that is the top performers right now in the top 10. Moving the top 100, we've got Memecore up 13.4%, so a new leader there. Athena there up 13.1%. Zcash there up 8.2%. Pump Fund up 7.7% there. And Kinetic Hype is number 5, up 6.6%. So those are the best performers in the last week in the top 100. Moving the top gainers, we've got Torch of Liberty, a little bit like Liberty Swap there. So that's pretty interesting. Got the old Torch of Liberty there. We've got OR at number 2 and Xpin Network. Those number 3. And then, of course, trending there, we've got Meteora, Asta, and Pudgy Penguins, which is Tom Lee's favorite, right? And that was some young guys there. They're living the rich life now. So let's have a look at Torch of Liberty quickly, see where that is landing in the top gainers in the 1,000. Well, it's sitting at number 706. It's 5.5 cents right now. Had a bit of a move off the bottom there. It was 1.5 cents and has rallied to 5.5 cents. It's on BNB chain there. And let's have a quick look at torchofliberty.global website. See what that looks like. Own world top assets using USD1. So obviously that's the Trump Foundation there. They use USD1. So pretty interesting there. So that's Torch of Liberty there. I'm not sure what else they got on their site. But that is the implication there. What else? We've got, let's just jump back here and go to the next one. We've got OR at number 2 there in the top 1,000, sitting at number 770. And just a little bit, looks like a bit of a run off the bottom there. Was $12, $114 now on Solana chain. Let's have a look at OR supply. Some of you guys may know some of these, which is pretty interesting. Looks like they've got some sort of, what is this? OR. I'm not quite sure what this numbering is, but that is the website. So you might have to do a bit more. Let's go. Got an about page. OR is a digital store of value on the Solana blockchain. Trusted digital characters there. So they've got some sort of mining and staking going on with that. So let us know in the chat if you know anything about that one. And then finally, we've got Xpin Network, which seems to be self-explanatory. That is at number 419. That's had a nice little rally there. How long has it been around? Since August this year, and rallying there off 1/10 of a penny up to 8600th of a penny on BNB chain as well. Xpin Network there. Let's have a quick look at it. And what do we got there? Dashboard, earn, my deposit, agent square. Looks like it's got AI agents or something. And it's got NFT rankings there, incentive hubs. Yeah, let's have a look. What's that agent there? Agent square. Let's see what that is. Got a whole ton of mythic looking ladies. Yeah, so it looks like maybe NFT ecosystem, is it? ePin, Xpin Power. There's quite a bit in there actually. And apparently you can earn as well. NFTs. So it looks like some sort of NFT ecosystem there. Got a bit of a dashboard. Yeah. All right. So we've got Xpin there. All right. So that is on the move right now. It seems to be related to USD1 as well, like we saw there. So it looks like we got Torch of Liberty and Xpin there, probably riding on the back of Torch of Liberty there, the USD1 stable there, which is the Trump one, right? Trump Jr. fan, the kids one. Right, so that's kind of where we are right now. Yeah, 3.78 trillion, up 1.7%. Bitcoin at 110,000, actually still going up. And Ethereum there up slightly too. So let's go to the charts and have a look closer at Bitcoin. This is our chart that we're tracking, right? It's got all the overlays. Let's get rid of the overlays for simplicity. And we have pretty much bounced off the 200-day moving average after that big pullback that we had. Pretty big, decent one. And in fact, we went, all the way down to what? 18% correction, guys. Welcome to volatility in crypto. And the sky's falling, right? The sky's falling when it's 18% correction. but we're back up. We're back up, and we're up now, about 6%. So we've reclaimed some of that. So I guess net out, we're still down 13% right now. So nice little big rally going to go on there. We've got the 50-day currently at 113,500, the 200-day at 108,000. We've got a bit of a turning down of the 200 after that big 18% correction, but a good chance it could just bounce like we've seen back here and continue to move to the upside. That 130, 150, 60 mark is probably where we're heading next. So keep a lookout for that. And of course, getting some good quieting down with the old China trade there and get a deal done could be really cool. Like I say, seems like there was a bit of a power play in China that messes things up a little bit, mixes things up a little bit there. So we'll see where that all lands. All right, so that's kind of where we are on Bitcoin. Ethereum is at right now. Let's have a look at that. So we are in the sort of second phase of acquisition from my point of view. And we have had this negative scenario play out. In fact, it played out first, but it's also had a lot more issues there. Obviously, around the volatility around Trump dealing with these long-standing issues, and so it's just taken a lot longer than people expected. And here we are right now, 200-day moving average at 3,600, EMA at 4,100, 4,100 right now. We've got a similar sort of not quite as bad in terms of bouncing off the 200 like we saw with Bitcoin. So it's actually holding up pretty well, the old Ethereum there. And of course, we've got Ethereum buyers like Tom Lee in the world buying up this off the exchange. So that's kind of where we are right now for Ethereum. In terms of the amount of ETH on exchange, we can see over this time period, let's go back to, say, the beginning of June. We had, around, let's actually come a bit further, actually. Let's go to the beginning of July, and we had about 20.1 million Ethereum on exchanges, 20.1 million Ethereum. Then since this time, we have had these acquisition vehicles, and we've had a lot of volatility around geopolitics, etc. And we have gone all the way down to now below 16 million. So we've gone from 20.1 to 15.9 million Ethereum on the market. So that's 4.2 million less Ethereum on the markets since the acquisition vehicles have been purchasing. And so that's huge, right? That's inside July, August, September, October, so that's, like 4 months and pretty much 1 million a month going down on the exchanges. So you guys know it's like a pressure cooker, and we get the right conditions and the market makers come in. This is going to be quite explosive, right? Quite explosive. And this is something we're going to continue to watch as those acquisition vehicles buy Ethereum off the markets, either OTC or on exchanges, like a lot of them are doing. That will end up really sucking the supply out of Ethereum. And then you start to get these big prices because you get way more buying than selling. And we're going to see those big parabolic prices, the $10,000 Ethereum, etc., the $20,000, $30,000. And if we do get a re-rate, I think it's something like 60,000 for a network re-rate on Ethereum. And of course, that assumes, something, I think it's around about 8% of the Bitcoin value, even if you keep to that line, which is like 2022, and Bitcoin, gets up to like $1 million, then you're up and away, aren't you? Into some big numbers. And of course, a net re-rate doesn't even need to hold on to that, right? Because if the ratio changes, then it can go up much faster in price. Doesn't need to be 8% of Bitcoin price, for example. So that is pretty awesome. So keep a lookout for that. The strategic ETH reserves, of course, the last big thing that we saw was PulseChain SAC moving 160,000 ETH out. And then we had this Ethereum number was negative 162. So I'm not sure what's happened there, because now it's showing as positive 10,000. So we know that Ethereum did move. It did move to a new wallet. So that's probably what's happened here. So the Ethereum Foundation did move to a new wallet designated. Some people thought they were going to mass dump. And the funny part about it was only 2 days after Richard Hart moved the PulseChain SAC, which is pretty hilarious. So we've still got Ethereum now pop back in at number 4 with the new designated account, and then we've got PulseChain slipped all the way down here, isn't it? All the way down to number 53 here. Now it shows us 715 on here, but on the look in the Richard Hart it shows us 858 ETH. So, but anyway, a couple million ETH left sitting there. It's kind of interesting that there's ETH left sitting there, and maybe it's just a residue. It's going to leave it there, or maybe it's something about building that back later on. I don't know, but it's still sitting there at number 53. and still got some branding, I guess, branding there. People keep looking down and go, why was that down there? So that is where we are on the old Ether acquisition. We haven't had a disclosure for. We know that Bitmine's been buying, but there's been no disclosure. So we're ticking away there. So it should have been another, I guess the 27th. So we might get a disclosure next week. Possibly get one next week on Monday US time. I might get that. So that is where we are on a strategic ETH reserve, but Tom Lee's still buying, and you can see that on chain. So it's kind of cool. Now that gets us to Richard Hart, right? So that gets us to Richard Hart. I think we might go back to here for that view. Let me know once you get used to the big picture. This is what it is. We've got MGU in house there. What's up, peeps? Good to see MGU. We've got Crypto League as well. Crypto League is in the house. Great to see Crypto League, and lots of angels there in the house there too. All right, so kind of cool. Let's have a look here. How are we doing? All right, let's see. We've got Richard here posting out quite a few things in the last sort of half a day. It says, how do you know Bitcoin was made by the CEO? How do you know that Bitcoin wasn't made by the CIA? Of course, Tucker Carlson, I think, holds to this view. Satoshi chose Y2, Y squared, I guess, equals Y2, it's got here, equals X3, 3, and it's not showing up the image here, for Bitcoin's cryptography curve instead of the many government-suggested curves, which is just trust us, bro. Random seeds to generate different curves. A government would prefer you use some crypto it's got backdoor to that others do not. That as evidence for this tactic, you could just read about Operation Rubicon or the Tetra backdoor. So that was there from Richard. So yeah, a couple comments on that. We also saw this one here, not just after that. So you ever write down the serial numbers for all the dollars in your wallet? So he put out a post about that. What else has he done? He referenced something back on June 2024. Says I have to point out things that no one else does. I don't know why things that are obvious to me aren't obvious to everyone else. For instance, nearly no one talks about how important fungibility is and how crypto needs it for the exact same reasons the dollar does. And he references back to June 3rd, 2024 comment that he made. Cryptocurrencies, like all currencies, need to be fungible in order to provide the maximum value. If you write down the serial numbers from all the dollars in your wallets, they get stolen. You don't, and capitalized, you don't get to add their serials to a missing property list for future seizure if found. So there we go. And he's got a picture there. Looks like a Wikipedia, is it? Terrible. You never reference Wikipedia. Hopefully he stopped doing that. But anyway, it's got fungibility there. I'm not sure what that one was. It looks like Wikipedia, doesn't it? You never use that. It's fake history. It's run by leftist retards over there. The revisionists, they revise all history because they destroy civilizations, right? As we know. We got Richard there, so kind of cool. He's got some more comments about that. So that is where we are with Richard. So nice to get him posting as always, putting his opinions out there. Now we do have PulseChain, day 895. So day 895 since PulseChain launched on the 13th of May 2023. Of course, a full system stake fork of Ethereum, and of course the biggest teardrop in history at the time. And we've seen a lot of price discovery happen since over the last 895 days. That being said, of course, from the 31st of July 2023 through to the 7th of July 2025, so basically around about 2 years, we had the SEC as a dark cloud over PulseChain, and it is what it is. We are now free though, and so we are free to eventually have a rally. Now, I thought it might be maybe 3 months at the max that we might get delayed for that rally, but we've got a lot of restructuring and other things going on in the crypto market. In the world with the Trump and reorganizing things, getting things back on track, it's taken a bit longer there, but looking still very good now without the SEC above us and with crypto just getting better and better from both a regulatory and a market point of view. It's very exciting. I think where we're going to be going with PulseChain. So scoop, as I say. I put that in Discord, I think yesterday, so 2 days ago. Scoop on the old PulseChain. Because we are in a different era now since the 7th of July, being free from the SEC and really being able to move. And we've also seen Richard Hart make several moves, right? So that's pretty cool, including the PulseChain SAC. So let's get into it. We know that, I just want to say something in particular. We know that Richard loves interest rate cut cycles because he knows that's very, very important. And he knows what the PMI is doing as well. So it's game on, really, I think, game on. Day 895, guys. and we've got Pulse at the moment, quadruple 299. So this is a quadruple 3000. It is up 5.3%. So looking really good there at 30% of the mean sacrifice price. PulseX right now is quadruple 202, 5.5%, and we've got so it's over 2,000. We've got the buy and burn sitting at 7.94% based on GoPulse's numbers. They are different from PulseChain stats numbers, which is a news site, but those are the ones we've been using for a long time. I'm not sure the differences, but you might be able to reconcile them. INC there at the moment, $1.21 is 3.29%. And we've got Hex at the moment up 8.78%. So Hex is the winner today, and it is at 67, almost 68 hundredth of a penny. So just over 2/3 of a penny there. We've got EHEX at the moment, pretty chill at that 22 hundredth of a penny. Combined price of EX and PX, I'm glad to say, actually, is at 9/10 of a penny. I think once PHEX goes over 3 cents, 3.2 cents, it's game on, right? If you see it get up to that point, I really feel that it's probably unlikely to retrace again and break away finally, once and for all, and start on that road to glory. All right, so there we go. Let's jump over to the gas prices. We've got 2.1 million beats right now, 2 cents for a PulseX swap. We've got the validators in the house, 53,186. It's down a little bit, isn't it? I think we're at about 53,200 last time I streamed. I didn't stream yesterday because I had some stuff on. So normally, obviously, I'm trying to be a data stream for the last 6 years, but occasionally I have to take a day off to do some life things. Apparently, gets an array of crypto. It's terrible. We got $100,674,000 on the bridge, so we're still over 100 million. Thank goodness. But we've got we have lost ETH and DAI and USDC and USD Tether over the times. The stable coins, but we did gain a bit of ETH over the last 2 weeks or so. So obviously we want a bit of a capital reversal there, so we're going to keep a lookout for that. The other thing, of course, with the PulseChain SAC, one would argue that if it goes through Tornado Cash and if any of it, I'm not talking about all of it, but if any of it ends up going over the bridge, we could see a big jump in that ETH number, right? And likewise, we could see some DAI coming over. We know Richard likes the DAI, and they could be pretty interesting. And a wild card, perhaps, you decide, could be Bitcoin. Imagine that. We've got 24 wrap Bitcoin. Could we see some wrap Bitcoin come over at some stage as well? There's a scenario around that. So that could be interesting. So that's where we are right now on the old PulseChain. Let's go to the volumes though and check it out. So we're at $11.1 million. Volume pretty low, right? Pretty low, and we're a weekday. It's Thursday results in the US. We're at 11.1 million. Not great volumes. We're not going to shy away from not great volumes, but it is what it is, and we've been down there quite a few times. Occasionally we've been up at 16, 18 million, and a couple of times we were at 22, 23, but generally those were on down days as well. So we're looking forward to some $34 million days. We were up double digits, right? We were starting to really make some moves here, 20% sort of thing. So let's see what happens. Can all happen in a turn of a dime, a flip of a dime, turn of a dime. Are they both? I think they're both right. We got at the moment we've got Skater. It's been around for 4 days, up 260%. Now, of course, when we get new coins, I'm not endorsing any of these. You have to be very clear about that. Just is what it is. I cover pretty much the 100 trending coins most days. So it is what it is. We've got Liberty right now up 70% over the last 4 months. We've got Pepe, which has been one of the really strong performers of the pump tires, right? Is the Pepe there, up 54% today. So Pepe has really been performing. It's been here up the top here quite a few times. And look at that chart, is looking pretty strong, isn't it? It is what it is. And at the moment, we've got the RSI there at 63, and we've got a nice little pump here. It looks like it's about to break. It's certainly got the room in the RSI to break to the upside and get a new all-time high. In fact, I think the only time it was higher was on the first couple of days there. Pretty interesting, guys. This is looking pretty powerful. And it's got the room to move to take, at least to top this up here and consolidate. It has. It's quite volatile. You're not getting. Expect some volatility in here. There's a massive volatility in there still. So just take note of that. But it is still performing in an absolute terms, pushing the boundaries there. So pretty interesting there on the RSI. We've got cryofagging, which is a recent phenomena from Richard Hart, and of course, I think Corey Costa was involved in this, although he's working pretty strong in the gym. And the old Corey Costa lifting some pretty big weights. We got up 25% is the old cryofagging. It's only been around for 9 days, so relatively new entrants. and this is the chart. So it's had a big moment, had a big sell-off, and tried some recovery, then some sort of fake out, fake out here, some big volume sell out, and we're down at 405,000. So we'll see how that goes. It is what it is, as we say. We got dozens of pump tires, and they're all kind of small retail plays, relatively speaking. And then we have a couple of pump tires that seem to be vying for the top of the space. And essentially, they're for the most part, they're not all memes, but for the most part, they're memes. Because some of them have been modified, essentially with other things, but not many. And so we're looking forward to see the battle of the memes from Coinarchy when Rack and Michelle launches, presumably either at the same time as Coinwell or just after it. And so we're looking forward to that, because I think that's going to be another major catalyst for Pump Tire is with that competition. So depending how it all will play out, I don't know exact future, but I'm excited about the concept, let's say. And we have had 3 or 4 good sites pop up around Pump Tires and memes supporting that. So we're excited about where this all might go. And Solana right now up 20%. The old pump tire copies seem to be outdoing the PRC20s, right? In the last couple of days, they've been pretty popular. We've got Solana still up there, up 19%. Let's have a quick look at that one, shall we, and see where that's still holding up right now. So that is the chart there on Solana. Not quite as good as the Pepe one, is it? But still, it's on a move at the moment. It's been in this long range. If you're willing to swing trade for a couple of months, it's been in this range. Buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. If you can be the master of the arts with that. But that is the old Solana there. We've got a bit of an OG web shift at number 9, and that is at $4.48 right now. World's greatest pedo printer up 70%. The Pulse guy, and the Pulse guy's got some news, right? I didn't actually pull it up, but we might pull it up. Actually, I'm going to talk. I think I might be able to talk about this later. But Pulse guy has put a whole ton of LP with Liberty Swap, and what have we seen over the last week or two? We've seen a lot of teams, or not a lot, but maybe half a dozen teams at least start pairing their LP with Liberty Swap. So Liberty Swap is becoming a bit of a powerhouse. We've had the phase of everyone pairing with PDI, and then the drama and decoupling of some of those with PDI, with Firewall and others. We've had the drama around James Maria tokens and pairings, but now it seems like the latest thing, and I think this is probably a much better play, is LPing with Liberty Swap, and of course with Peacock. This kind of a new wave, a new theme here going on, and I think it's a pretty positive one, to be honest. It's kind of where we're at right now. Number 12, UFO, up 15%. Love.io, we're still waiting to see what was Love.io going to bring. Are they going to have some network platforms? Are they going to have their app? What's going on there? They've got Luffy.com at the moment, brings a little bit of sales and capital into Love.io. It's up 12.6%. But hey, Anders, if you're out there, we're watching, we're waiting, and we're excited potentially if you can pull that off, right? If you can pull it off. We want people to pull off the near impossible, because we want PulseChain to be great. And if we get 100 people pull off 100 great projects, then PulseChain is going to be mind-boggling. Let's put aside the PulseChain sack for a moment. Just think about the people on the chain. The more projects that we have that get more quality and do some really cool things, that'd be pretty awesome, right? So we do wish them the best. It's a win all round, right? Public good. It's an official announcement from the unofficial administration. I'm just kidding. All right, so we're currently at 5012.50 right now for the old Love.io. So keep an eye out on that one. We've got PTC degraders in here as well, with the Tropa Peer up at 11-12%. A Tropa in the mix there too, James Maria. We've got X Game, of course. We're looking forward to this. This could be launching any day now. Any day. It's before the end of October. We had Randy Alaski about 3 days ago say it's going to be this week. It could be by Sunday, Monday. We're talking about 25th, 6th, 7th, something like that. So X Game is getting very close for launch. Of course, one of the 2 big decentralized casinos we're expecting on PulseChain. The other one, of course, being on-chain bet from Jacob. And they're going to be quite different, though. I think there's going to be quite a different offering, a whole different setup. So you've got to judge them on their merits, but they're in the same category. X Game coming, and it should be pretty exciting. I'm excited about it. Could be the first big viral game on PulseChain. One of our 2 big whales, of course, Firewall, public whales, I should say. Really pushing this, and with a big vision for PulseChain, and excited about this. And then of course that would feed into SolidX, which has obviously had a rotation in the X game, and we may see a rotation back as well. So that's what we're looking forward to. So that is coming up, folks. It's coming up. We wish it success. The greater success it is on base chain BNB, all those profits coming onto PulseChain, that's a win for us all, folks. And so we're looking forward to KOLs spreading the word using that, and sustained. It's probably the important word there, sustained expansion of the old X game. So get your referrals when it comes out and start spreading the word, spreading the news, whatever it is the song is. We've got Teddy Bear right now at number 19. 19. It's up 10.5%. We've got PDC just above it, number 18. Let's have a quick look at PDC. Of course, the blue chip that has had been affected probably by X Game, by Vouch. Some of these other similar type of quality projects, and it had a bit of sell off there as well. Now, I do see it's getting a bit more love for some of the big holders and influencers out there in the world that pushing it again, like Moon King from the looks of it. And we're down at 00016. We're now bounced up to 00002 2100. So yeah, it was pretty key that it held kind of this area. It did drop a little bit lower than we might have hoped, but still managed to hold kind of this area there. And so let's see if it can get some legs on it again with that. And of course, Prairie Banana out there does a great job covering it if you want the deep dive from him. Now, he can't necessarily move markets, but he certainly has some good commentary on it, where it is going and stuff. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And so let's go to number 20 is Remember, OG Webshift again. So that's up 10%. Then we're coming into Pulse here. So we talked about the pump tires doing pretty well versus the PRCs. And we had a real pump the last couple of days, particularly 3 days ago. It still seems to be holding up here on the old Pulse token for pump tires. So we're at 0004000 right now. And that chart's not too bad looking either. I like the Peppy one, right? Not too bad at the moment. So we'll see how it goes. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about the volume and liquidity and the market cap and the holder account and all that sort of stuff. You have to do your own due diligence on that. Just having a quick look at the chart where it is visually right now. Right, so we've got Teddy Bear coming in, number 21 to 24. So James Maria on the move there, up 10%. We've got RSI at number 25, up 8.7% there. ALGO, the Hex derivative, interesting enough, along with Hex. I guess that makes sense, right? It's a derivative there. That's up 8.6% along with Hex at the moment, up 8.5%, which is really great to see Hex on the move there. I think we can all appreciate that. All the way, look at those peers all the way down here. Look at that, for 34. We've got Firewall in the mix there, dancing the dance with Hex is the old Firewall. And that's the pump tires, right? Firewall made 3 pump tires as well as the original Solid X, which is the yellow one. And Firewall's one of those pump tires. And the one that he held the least of, right? 55% when he launched it. And so, yeah, it is the one that the community can hold the most. So it's on the move there. Number 30, let's see, we've got PTC moving in there. Most wanted at 34, up 7% as well, almost 8%. Stake ETH and Stake ETH there at number 38, up 6.5%. One of the PRC 20s. We've got Pump Tires, the main coin from Pump Tires right now. Let's see where that's that's at. So, it's not particularly good looking coin right now. But, PulseChain starts to rally, then the Pump Tires, the Pump Tire as the main sort of branded coin. And one of the original OG ones from the first day, I think it was, and that is at 1 cent. So let's see where that might go. Has been as high as 2 cents, and so we'll keep a look out for it. Probably not a bad one to have in the old risk part of the portfolio. We got Teddy Bear Teddy Bear Takeover at number 41, really up 6%. Another one of the ones that Moon King was supporting quite a bit. But that chart there has not really recovered, is it? So unfortunately, bounced off 0006400, currently at 0007500 right now. The RSI was oversold, has come out a little bit there on the daily, but it's still struggling there to get some action. Probably needs a market maker to come into play. Keep a look out for that. Number 42 is Zendog. You got to hang out with the homies with the Zendog. That's currently up 6% there at 0008000. Loan token or liquid loans there, up 6%. They're doing some great stuff out at the conferences, aren't they, with Crypto Crazy? So it's good to see, and trying to onboard non-PulseChain, non-coiners, no coiners and PulseChain people who aren't PulseChain people onto PulseChain. Pulse Puppy at number 43, up 6%. So not too bad. We've got quite a bit of mix there. PulseX in the mix. Let's go for Investor at number 48, $4.71 right now, up 5.5%. We've got Doubt token number 49, 5%. Zero Trust at number 50 out of the top 100. trending, is up 5% right now. And then we get into quite a few of the Richard Hart cores. Then we get down to good old Peacock, which is been the talk of the town lately. Look at these two double pairs. Normally we only just have one pulse pair around. We've got two of them right now, and that's at 57.59, up almost 4%, and becoming the heavyweight blue chip on PulseChain. And there's that'll give us a few. Like I said to you, I'd really love to have half a dozen blue chip, projects by the end of the year. And I think we still have, then the next level down, kind of like the next level down tiers. And it looks like Peacock, with the Liberty support of Liberty Swap behind it, is becoming a really powerful meme-fi coin. And as long as all that holds true, and their roadmap is pretty aggressive, and pretty fast too, this could end up being quite something. Could be quite something. And we talked about, the battle of the memes, and this has got an advantage, right? Because a lot of the others are just memes, just community memes. And there's a couple of top tokens, of course, like most and others. But if you've got a huge DeFi where you've got all the bridging value and swapping value, at least a big part of the market share, and that's all coming to pump the Peacock token, and even coming up to burning it, and of course looking to move to 300% buying, and then this could just be runaway, right? Runaway. And PulseChain needs a big branded meme coin, right? And so there's a bit of a battle for that. We're going to keep a lookout for CoinWell, of course, with Bria. Bria, of course, been left behind at the moment. But is it going to have its day? Is it going to have its day? It's going to be the AI agent, apparently, or the A for the old CoinWell, and still seems to have support there. We're going to keep a lookout. There's lots of drivers for each different coin. There's a lot of coins with very weak drivers. I mean, you got to be frank about that, or Betty, whoever you want to be. But some of the old people know that one. But you got to. It's going to be fun to see. It's going. We've got a lot of things going to happen, and they're going to play out in the next couple of months. Actually, I mean, this month, next month, month after, we're going to know a lot about the outcomes of that, and I think we're going to play probably for the win there. So 1 cent for Peacock right now. Liquidity is fattening up because everyone's joining in behind, and in liquidity, Peacock itself seems to be adding liquidity pairs too. Only up modestly, 3.8% today. Market cap 8.8 million. What will this be sooner than later? Because this could run away very quickly there. RSI nice and friendly at 56, and look at that thing, really looking good there. I don't know if we've got a weekly RSI, do we? No, it hasn't started printing yet, but the daily is looking very good. So keep a look up for that. Now we do have a lower low, but given the fact we've also got a higher low. Sorry, a higher low. Sorry, what am I saying? A lower high, and we've got a higher low. So as long as we maintain that, and the RSI is kind of friendly for it to the upside, and we've got lots of bullish things coming out of Liberty Swap, then this could run away rather than break down. So that's kind of cool. Keep a lookout for that. So that is Peacock, where we're at, number 57. Let's scroll down a little bit further down here. We've got quite a few in the 3% marks. Ape and Pulse, X, Doubt, another big token, of course, with a 5.4 million market cap. So smaller than Peacock now, right, which is 8.8 million. Pretty interesting. Keep going down here. We've got the Fitzgerald Company, which fell apart, didn't it? And then we've got the Vouch right now, which is another one of the blue chips, right? The number one validator on PulseChain. And that is set up really nice with the 5% tax as well. So it's dual income. And that thing is still ticking away. They're consolidating really nicely. Look at that consolidation. Very cool for a move to the upside to see that happening. So, 47. That could be quite a runaway when Vouch goes. Kind of cool. Second time around, right? Coming down a bit further down, we've got Sparta, the Hex derivative as well, 2% with the Hex treasury, waiting for Hex to really run. Well, Hex is kind of running right now, so it's going to have a delayed move on the old Sparta. It's kind of up 8.5%, so maybe Hex needs a bit more of a juice up, but we could see Sparta start to take off there. Go Pulse right now, 8.6 cents, a little bit on the bottom of the range there. Solid X, of course, got rotated. I knew it was going to get rotated to some degree, but it got way more dramatic than I expected. And it's just what it is, right? $3.27. It was up at $8 or $9, and I thought that was a great entry price. Firewall has talked about $100 Solid X once staking comes into play. There's going to be 5 staking levels from what is it? Was it bronze or copper or something like that? I can't remember exactly proper. Up to Firewall category. It's going to be based on US dollars, so we could see a massive rotation back into Solid X. Of course, we've got X Game to come out. Success of X Game is going to be very critical for that. So we'll keep a lookout. PTC the Grays right now, is up over 0.5% there. We see it's a PDC to grey's got these pairs all over the place, dropping around. What else? That's pretty much it. So we've got 79 coins here with Swarm at number 79, slightly green. Everything else is in the red right now. And that includes Soil Sun Mini Meal, Dominance, Time Dividends. So it's a really top quality project. Some of the blue chips, I would argue. And we've got Zero Trust down here, 3%, Trump Token, Hex pump tires. So after those big pump tire moves that we had 3 days ago, definitely seeing some waning there a little bit. Peahen here, Unity. Unity is continuing to adjust, so we're still going through phase 2 of Unity. We're excited about where that will go once it gets out past day 89, etc. So that's kind of where we are in the top 100. So not too bad today. Low volume. We do have some green candles there, particularly around Reserve Tay. Some of the pump tires and PDC making a little bit of a move there, along with OG Web Chef. So that's kind of a summary there of where we are. So should we get into the news? I think so. Don't forget to get in the chat there as well. If you're watching live on YouTube, don't forget to smash the subscribe button. If you're on X, don't forget to hit the follow button as well. So let's get into the news on PulseChain because we've got lots of updates here. So we did have, of course, the PulseChain SAC moved a couple of days ago, 160,000, caused the drama. But we have got some cool stuff happening here. Actually, I'm gonna jump a step ahead there. So Dirty Crypto here, one of the PulseChain influencers, on X, said that PulseChain breaking news: Sacrifice wallet transferred 11,000 Ethereum, 43 million to another wallet, and it's begun to tornado cash process in 100 ETH tranches. So it's this is kind of the max it does. This is the largest amount of ETH sent to a mixer by the Sacrifice wallet. Prior to that, it was 5,400 ETH and 5,000 ETH. And we've got some of the evidence there at the moment. No more wallet watching. In other words, you won't be able to particularly easily know where it is. I guess if you did enough chain analysis, you might be able to possibly find. It depends on how many wallets they use. Does it go from 26 wallets to hundreds of wallets? I don't know. We'll see. Depends on setup, or does it just do you have to keep watching all the wallets with some sort of monitor to see where it comes out and when it comes out, right? So that can be the tricky part, the time difference there. So yeah, no more wallet watching, no more front running, gone like magic. For Mixer to work properly, you just need to give it time for anonymization to make it anonymous. Basically, you are not entitled to this ETH, so having expectations out of the question. Enjoy the show. So that is from him. So yeah, that is some stuff there. We also saw PulseChain Stats, one of our new stat sites, also talk about it today. PulseChain Treasury is starting to deposit ETH into Tornado Cash. Say goodbye to the wallet watching chads. Bullish season is upon us, so it's a little bit of a different view from Dirty Crypto there. And then we have PulseChain Stats says the PulseChain Treasury has deposited the full 10,900 ETH into Tornado Cash. Don't know who needs to hear this, but more ETH deposited, the more bullish it gets. Where did the ETH go? 2.0. Yeah, that's the next conversation. Where did it go? And so on. So the PulseChain Treasury are pushing the ETH through Tornado Cash, the most bullish thing to happen since the Hex OA staked all of its Hex. Remember, these are some of the chess moves that Richard's made this year, which is exciting. People seem to have forgotten how well the first Where Did the ETH Go episode play out for the early investors and believers. So it's a really good reflection there from the PulseChain Stats, which is a latest kind of stat site. And in fact, it's very comprehensive. Probably start using it more and more moving forward. Along with the GoPulse stuff, but they have all this data in there, really cool, including bridge stats. In fact, let's have a quick look at the bridge stats while we're here to see how that's going, because we're looking for that reversal, right, in the old PulseChain bridge stats. So at the moment, we've got inflow of 682,000, outflow of 581. So we've actually got a positive day. That's nice to see, isn't it? 100,000 net inflow. So we want to see that obviously start heading to $500,000 to 1 million, sort of a couple of $1 million. That'd be really cool. So keep a look out for that. But that is the daily flow there. They actually had a monthly one too, didn't they? So we had a monthly chart there. Yeah, so the monthly chart, we have really want to get this reversal and start seeing some really nice little purple positive flows on the monthly. We're still on a negative at the moment, 600,000 based on the data here for PulseChain Stats. All right, so kind of cool. So that is PulseChain Stats on the move. So that's kind of it on that. So we'll keep a track of that sort of story. Well, apparently we won't be. It's going to be despairing, but we'll keep a lookout for what happens to that with the manifestation. Will we see stuff go through the PulseChain bridge? And that's what we're talking about, the ETH, we're at 6,300 ETH. Will we see that jump up at all? So I'm not necessarily saying all the ETH, but maybe we'll see a fraction of that. We also had Richard's post sort of teasing out the best business model that everyone's copying, of course, around stablecoins. And so will we see a protocol from Richard around stablecoins? Always been one of the options on the table, right? And of course, he did tease a wallet earlier in the year as well, if I remember rightly. Of course, that's always been on one of the roadmaps for Richard as well. We used to have a nice fine list of a roadmap. I'm not sure if I still got it because I did save it, but it had tons of different things that Richard's talking about doing. And so we'll keep a lookout. And it's just partial. I don't expect that, 160 ETH. Why would you use it all now? You'd want it to go 2-3x on ETH price at least to get it up in $1 billion values before you start scraping. If you're going to do a scraping model, if you're going to do, otherwise you just do a staking model, which makes a lot more sense because then you've got all your principal. And if you're bullish about the 10-year move for Ethereum, you hold that long term, and you can still do lots of things to pump PulseChain in the meantime, launching applications, collateralizing with some of the asset, because you're not going to imagine Richard's going to put a significant chunk of it. He might put a small chunk, but a significant chunk of it into protocols that he doesn't really control. So that's kind of the idea. That's the logic. So we'll keep looking out for that. He's got many chess moves he can make. There we got Heartwood Dog in the house there. What's up, PulseChain fam? Good to see you, Heartwood Dog. You're having a good old chat with all the news today, that's for sure. So that is kind of cool. Now, we did have big news here from Pulse CoinList. It's live, they say. It's a bit like a horror movie. It's live. We got large stable swaps on PulseChain, just got an upgrade. And this is on Pulse CoinList. Another one of our big data sites, been around for ages and done great stuff. We often check it for PDI and stuff like that. Pulse Swap now routes across all major dexes and aggregators for the best possible execution. So this is their swapping. As you guys know, I think we have 20 something. I mean, I've got a bridge I need to update it. 20 something, different ways of swapping and bridging. So less swapping on PulseChain. So Pulse Swap, definitely one of the good ones there. Now routes across all major dexes and aggregators for the best possible execution. And that includes HUSDC, which I think is the hyperlane one, right? The H hyperlane, USDC, DAI, PUSDC, and PDI as well. So there's the PDI association there. But smart routing for whales and pros. So swap smarter only on PulseSwap.io. So definitely a good option there, and you can see the interface there of that swapping. So check it out, and you can always compare it to other aggregators like the TS and other things like that, and maybe the balancer forks and all sorts of things. So lots of stuff you can do on that one. In fact, I should update my map so I can put that out. So that was kind of cool there. So excellent news. You can even see excellent news covered on a live show just now. How about that? Well, all right, cool. That is great. All right, so some good stuff there. You can see Hex Scout there. Amazing news. Thanks very much. So good stuff happening on that front. All right, so that is some big news there. We also have PulseChain stats, which is coming back to that first site that we had. And they said last week we reached out to a listing contact of ours inquiring into a relisting of Pulse on OKX. Now the SEC case has been dismissed. And so, we should have a lot of free reign. That's what I'm talking about. Since the 7th of July, we should be free in many regards. And sometimes it takes time to get back up. But of course, PulseChain got unfairly penalized by a lot of these exchanges. And of course, even some of the big platforms that are so-called DeFi, right? Because they really reveal themselves as we know. So a couple of days later, they published an article about the win. Hopefully, this means they're considering our proposal. Who wants to see this happen? So OKX there said Hex, Richard, and ETH, how Richard Hart's legal victory redefines crypto regulation. So if they're willing to put that article on their platform, then surely they're willing to relist PulseChain, and presumably a lot of the PulseChain assets could go on there too. Now, obviously, we're in DeFi land. We're in that's where we live. But it's centralized exchanges a good way onboarding. And of course, some of our solutions that we had, like Portal X, we're using OKX, right, to do that transfer to make it easy. So now we have a lot more options, thank goodness, like Liberty Swap, Hyperlane, and things like that. So the world has changed a lot since this time. But still be good to get the OKX listing PulseChain now, and that would definitely be probably a good bump to the PulseChain capital and prices potentially. So, and certainly utilities as well. So kind of cool there, really good. And that was some activity done from PulseChain Sat. So good news there. Terrific. Terrific news. Terrific news. Covered on a live show today. Why not? Why not? I know what we say. Let's get noticed. Let's get noticed. All right, so there we go. Bam, they're noticed and we're noticed. It's a double noticing. All right, so that's going to play there. Let's go to the next one, of course, is Heartwood Dog. And we have Heartwood Dog in the house. He didn't know I was going to be talking about Heartwood Dog today. He didn't know. But Heartwood Dog is in the house. And the Chronicles of Hog, Somi, and Andrew Tate. This mini-series. Is it a mini-series? It's a mini-series with Hog, Somi, and Andrew Tate. Episode 1, You Can't Fight Tate, is out, guys. You can't fight it. Hog's a lover, not a fighter. Or was that Somi? I'm not sure. We got You Can't Fight Tate. Somi meets up with Professor Ivan and receives the mysterious H-ball. He then finds himself confronted by an angry Andrew Tate. How will it diffuse the situation? Tune in and enjoy. 6-episode miniseries powered by Hog on PulseChain. One new episode every week. And man, the quality is so good. Look at that quality, guys. We're lucky to have us on PulseChain. Who else has an anime series on the chain, man? And this is, like I say, I always say that it's synonymous with the PulseChain, the old Pulse of the Fallen, but in this case, a different mini-series, which is the Chronicles of Hog, Somi, and Andrew Tate. And this is episode 1 of 6. So pretty cool. Look at that. Isn't that cool? It's even got Pikachu, and as you guys know, Pikachu's pretty popular, and and so yeah, pretty neat. All right, so some good stuff. That's a little teaser there. That's a little chapter, actually, chapter 1. So definitely check that out. I'll post that link in the chat there. You guys can share it around. And if you're on X, you can go find it on Heartwood Dog. Heartwood Dog, WIF and dog. All right, so let's just do the Hog. I'm going to push that there. And bam, that is the latest link there. So check that out from Pulse of the Fawn. All right, from Hog, from Hog. That is the link there to the X post. And leave a comment, share it around, and we'll do all the good stuff there. Helps a lot, right? Let more people hear about how cool PulseChain really is with the art of the dog there. Let's see who's replied to that. Yeah, we've got some good ones there. Andrew, JT, PulseCat. PulseCat's everywhere, right? PulseCat. So kind of cool. That is neat. Now, the next one, of course, is big deal. This is Liberty Swap, right? We're talking about blue chips on PulseChain and MemeFi. Well, Liberty Swap really leading the way there. And wow. Liberty Swap is the next level. This is, look, all the communications, the positivity, the innovation, the rollouts. I mean, this thing is just unbelievable to have a project like this on PulseChain. And so Liberty Swap keeps pushing the boundaries here. So this is out a few hours ago. I'm not sure how many hours, but it says, I might be a silly intern, but I know a few things for sure. Some coins on PulseChain will hit $1 or more, bringing massive gains to the true believers and those committed to building here. The Peacock dashboard, guys. The Peacock dashboard is coming. So just one thing after another. These guys are relentless. One thing after another. The Peacock dashboard is coming, ready to power blockchain trading activity and fuel the pumped-eyes movement for years to come. So first there's supposed to be some sort of proxy bridge, and then swapping, and now you got liquidity, you got tracking, you got dashboard coming. These guys have got, these guys are going next level. They're doing so much stuff. They're up to 100% automated burning of the fees for Peacock now. They're talking about 300%, some sort of magical leverage or something. We'll find out. But pretty awesome. Peacock dashboard is coming. And, the market's only up 3.8% today on that. Is the market listening? Is the market watching? Maybe it's not. Maybe it just takes too long for the market to get information to itself. But this is on the up and up. Now, it only gets better from there. So we've got the dashboard coming now. It's going to be pretty interesting. There's a couple other posts I want to talk about here on Liberty Swap. And this is this stuff. So we're seeing more and more teams. So the last teams we kind of saw was Gladiator Games and Vouch, the big blue chip Vouch, the big number one validator. But we've had many more teams starting to jump in to setting up liquidity. We've got Portfolio Tires here with their port token. They have added ports to the LP with Peacock, and they have done that too. So, it's only small, but they're adding and adding and adding. We've got some bigger ones, though, and I think we've got them up here a bit further. So we're going to scroll up here. And this is the big post that I did want to talk about. So this one here. So the dashboard is really cool, and that could mean a lot of different things. But this here is pretty awesome. So in just a short time, around a week, our Peacock PLS LP has grown to account for more than 1/3. I'm going to say this again, 1/3 of PulseX V2. 1/3, and we still have 4.3 million buyback Peacock waiting to be added to liquidity. Pretty awesome, eh? It is only increasing. At this pace, we expect to accumulate around 2 to 3 billion pulse per month, around 36 billion pulse per year to support the Peacock liquidity pool through various strategies. And then strategies, they keep bringing in the alpha strategies one after another, and they got more on the roadmap. So pretty awesome there. That is the old Peacock there. And we see two Peacocks LPs floating around. It would have generally only been one, but now we're seeing two PLS Peacock LPs floating around on the trending top 100. Now, and if you thought that wasn't enough, you thought the dashboard wasn't enough, you thought about the LP getting big and fat over on the old PulseX. Well, now they're also talking about how big will the Peacock burn be? This big, all organic. So I don't know. These guys seem to be not only fantastic engineers, not just fantastic business people, but they're fantastic marketers as well. And you can never get them down, right? They're always positive. They're always innovating. So it's just unbelievable. This is like a tour de force, and these other project teams are all starting to recognize it for what it is, and they are jumping on board, right? So it is pretty big. And of course, not only the DeFi and the marketing, but the battle of the memes, right? Peacock there, PulseChain will have probably at least one, if not two or three big, popular, well-known memes, and Peacock here setting itself up for that big mega run. So pretty interesting there. All right, so that is Peacock. How big will the Peacock burn be? And we're looking forward to that. No, we had any comments down there. One strong hit, then Peacock hits escape velocity. How about that? And that's true. We could see a market maker come in as well, let alone on the back of all the bullish things these guys are doing. Suddenly you just get a gold mo candle on the old Peacock, right? It doesn't have to necessarily be just on the pulse. And then the PulseChain gets one too, then you 10 times 10 is 100, right? But it's pretty awesome. Yeah, so you're getting some pretty cool stuff there. Look at that. Look at that. So yeah, lots to take in here from the old Peacock. This is just today. This is just today's news. This is just today's news, guys. So they're always coming out with some good stuff there. Pretty awesome. So on the night, just to reflect back on the night there, they already put this out. They've kept this pin there. That's how important this is. Buy USDC on base BNB chain, Arbitrum, and Ethereum by Coinbase, Robinhood, Kraken, and ZKP, or thousands of other on-off rates with zero fees. Send your USDC to your self-custodial wallet. Use Liberty Swap to bridge or swap directly onto PulseChain. And of course, we know they've expanded recently to Ethereum peers, and also Pulse peers are coming, right? So it's pretty huge. And now they've got the dashboard, they got the LP fattening up, they got the burning coming up. This thing is just going next level, and they've talked about 300% with the old buying power. So keep a lookout. Lots of stuff coming from the old Liberty Swap. So I had to do justice to this today, because this is just one day of alpha drop from the old Peacock, and it's just going up next level after level after level. All right, so that brings us into another heavyweight in a different division. A heavyweight in a different division. Is it lightweight, a middleweight? I don't know. Whatever. It's Gladiator Games, right? So Gladiator Games had just finished their midweek tournament. A very successful 17 players came into the fight. And I was actually doing pretty well before I tuned in for the evening. I've had a lot on the last 24 hours. So I haven't been able to completely focus, but I was actually sitting at like number 4 or something like that. I ended up at number 7, which unfortunately is just outside the cash prizes. I've got the legendary weapons, which I'm happy about, but because I'm going to use those for the weekend. But it is what it is, and I ended up getting stuck I was in there in the last 5 minutes trying to get one more fight, because I got one more win. I would have been able to get into the cash prize category, but I got stuck in there, and so I've had to ask the dev Jason to rescue my gladiator in the queue, because the tournament finished. I got stuck in there in the matrix. Or did I wake up in that little sludgy pool? Realized that it was me. Anyway, so Gladiator Games Tournament 7 is on this weekend. This is the main event. So we have the midweek, which is kind of a mini tournament. And then the weekend tournament is the main event. And there are 2 tournaments actually part of the main event. There is one based on customization, and then there's one based on equal skills and weapons, essentially, I think it is. So at least equal skills in any way. So it is coming up, guys. It is coming up, and the countdown on. So the next Gladiator Games tournament kicks off Friday at 5 p.m. CST, which is general time. This is tournament 7. Isn't that beautiful? 7 weeks now. So really starting to mature. The Gladiator Games really starting to establish itself. as a top tier game on PulseChain, leading the way. We do obviously have X Game potentially launching in the next day or two, 3 days, something like that. And then, of course, we've got Mafia will have a full launch as well. They've been adding more features towards a full launch, so that's getting closer. So, we're going to have at least 3 top-tier games. We know there's a few others out there like Geyser and others that are looking to launch. So we will have a pretty good range of gaming cryptos, and that includes decentralized casinos. So, obviously got games and casino games. So yeah, it is pretty exciting. So anyway, tournament number 7 kicks off 5 p.m. CST. I really encourage you guys, if you love gaming, you love crypto, get involved. It really is fun times. And of course, the tournaments are getting bigger and more players. And we're looking to break some milestones there. So a midweek tournament with 17 people. That was a new record, I think, from my memory. Over 1,200 in prize money. There are gaming teams, by the way, that are not on PulseChain that are coming to play Gladiator games. So they're not even PulseChain people. They're I think a lot in the Asian gaming community, and they're coming to play the game. They're coming to onboard into PulseChain. So it's a win-win. But Gladiator games is onboarding no coiners, at least people that are not PulseChains, onto PulseChain. So that's great. Another benefit there for the public good. Anyway, over $1,200 in prize money. Top 10 earn cash and Roam tokens, so the top 10. So there's a lot of people that can win the cash prizes, 10 people, and they're pretty good prizes. Every top 15 get legendary gear and silver. In fact, let me pull up the actual breakdown. See if I can pull it up. We might bring that into, actually, on the wrong browser here. But let's bring the old Gladiator games. And we might be able to bring that in. So, right, so we might bring that in a minute, but we'll just go through this overview at the moment. So yeah, top 15 get legendary gear and silver. So that's very, very cool. You can use the silver in the shop there, I think, to get customized weapons from memory. New challenges are already entering the Coliseum. So like I say, we've got some new, really good growth going on right now. And people are really starting to hear about Gladiator games. Pretty cool. It's also on the Play to Earn gaming site, right? It was trending, top 10. So that's pretty cool. The competition gets tougher every week, so bring your A game, step into the arena, make a name for yourself, win gold and roam. So pretty awesome there. Now, obviously, join up Telegram there, but very excited about where this is going to go. So Gladiator Games is coming, guys. Very, very cool. Now, I'm going to post a link there. If you guys want to join up, you can use my link. And there is referrals, so you can get referral code yourself and share it around to your friends if they love gaming. Gladiator Games. And if you're new to the game, you should go to the store and get one of the starter packs, and you get 2 gladiators from the starter packs there as well. Now, I believe this is the last tournament for Generation 2 gladiators, and then next weekend will be Generation 3, and so people will be breeding their gladiators. You can breed a male and female and breed yourself a Generation 3, or you can buy it on the market. So there are Generation 3 gladiators already on the market that you can buy. So there we go. Then you need to get Generation 3 weapons, etc. Generation 3 resources. So this is the last weekend tournament for Gladiator 2 at the moment, which lasts about 3 or 4 weeks, something like that. I think it's I'm not sure exactly where to decide there, but 3 or 4 weeks of each generation. Kind of neat. So that's the wrong one there. Where's my link? That's the right one there. That's the link there if you want to play Gladiator games. Kind of cool. Now, I also post this on the video, in the video there on X as well, because I often forget that, right? So join Gladiator Games, and it's growing, guys. You guys are still early, still OG, seven weeks, and cash prizes of $1,200 all up. So it's kind of cool, and that is the link there. Bam. All right. So that's kind of cool. Let me set up the studio and let's change view a little bit here, and let me go back to the screen here. I just realized I always fall for this one. But let me change around here. I'm going to go to full camera view this time, and we'll get rid of the overlay. And let's switch it out and add in the new screen. I guess let's add a new one. And close that down, open that up, and let's pull it down a little bit there. And let's share the screen on that. A little bit of movie magic. All right, let me change the screen there. All right, so let's go to share. Put the sound on. Should I put the sound on? Oh, no, let's put share anyway. So here's the share, and you can see the Gladiator games. Kind of cool. Didn't take me too long to do that, did it? But that is Gladiator Games right now. So at the moment, all you need is get a DGen wallet, put some Pulse in it, and then you buy gold. You buy gold. You go down here. You say click on the gold, buy gold, and you can buy the 100,000 or a million at a time. It's 1-to-1 with Pulse, right? So once you do that, close your wallet off, and you can then go to the economy. If you want to get one, you can either go to the store and buy a starter pack, right? Buy one of these gladiators, a Premius or a Redicus. Obviously, the Rudiaris is you get 2 gladiators, and it's got a lot of gear that you can get, right? All legendary gear, so it's the top gear. And you can make 2 gladiators, and you have 2 types. You can have swords and shields, or spears and nets and things like that. So there's lots of different things you can choose from. So if you went for the top pack, which is how much is it at the moment? It's got you can either use silver or gold. So you can actually use 2 different commodities. So silver's an in-game currency, gold's in-game as well, but that's 1-to-1 with Pulse. So you can see a Rudiaris is 10 million gold, which is 10 million Pulse. A Premius here is which is a rare one. So the difference between rare and epic gladiators is 2.5 million. And so on. And the difference between those two is the qualities that they can have. They can have one more quality, I think, at the epic versus the rare level. Qualities are like strength and speed and things like that. And then, of course, you can get tier 2. You can see tier 3 is open now too, because tier 3 is for next weekend. But tier 2 you can still get. And you can choose the type of gladiator. Like I said, swords and shields and things like that. Spears and shields. So you can get 2, choose 2. Write the name of them, and then buy the starter pack. It's pretty easy to do that. All right, so that is the first one. Or you can just go to the market, and probably for Generation 2 is probably a good idea right now. And just go Generation 2 and go to Gladiators. Oh, there's been a few changes here too, by the way. Added the new tab called History. I just saw that now. But you can go buy Gladiators. Now you can see different colors around them mean that they've got different tiers, different generations, so on. And you can also buy equipment, right? So you can go buy all the best equipment if you want. If you want to buy legendary, you can do that. Go buy legendary swords, etc. You can type in by name, lots of cool stuff there. So those are one things you want to get the best weapons. Then you go to gladiators, and you can click on them here, so you can sort of see I've got this one. Here's my actually I've got Galactus back. Hey, look, Galactus is back, guys. Remember, Galactus was trapped in the old tournament there, but it's trapped. Galactus seems to be free now. Anyway, at least it looks like it. So that's kind of my main one here for Generation 2. I do have Generation 3, so let's have a look at that. Generation 3, I've got 2. I've got a male and a female because it's got a breed. So yeah, I got a pretty good male, actually. The female there is, I think, common. It's got green. I think it's a common, something like that. So let's go, or was it uncommon? I think it might be uncommon green. I think blue is common. So let's go that. So that's for next weekend though, so I'm not too worried about that now. Generation 2 is the one. So then I will go to the tournament and upcoming tournaments. This is what's coming up, and I just talked about the overview of it. You can see the generation there's $940 in Rome token, plus all the legendary gear, right? So that's huge. Legendary top 15 places. And then, of course, there's a second one, which is based on skill. So this is based on, your weapons, all your custom upgrades with your qualities, like strength and speed and all that sort of stuff. This one here is just ignores all those quality upgrades. So it's just pretty much equalized. And the prize pool there for $75. All right. So the main event is customized gladiators, and then equalized or standard gladiators, where you don't have to really do upgrades. You could fight in that straight away, right? And that's got $75 up for grabs. Now, this is pretty exciting. So both of these will be running back together, and that starts in 21 hours, actually, guys. 21 hours that starts. So you get in there. We've already got 3 people registered in the main event, and in the pure skills event, we've got 4 people already. So actually more than there at the moment. But these will fill up really, really nicely. Pretty easy to do. So that's kind of an overview. Get a DGM wallet, get some Pulse, buy some gold, and then probably either go to the store and get a starter pack, or go to the market, buy some gladiators, and then add some weapons, and so on. So and then you just jump in. Once you want to register, you just put your name in here. I think I've got mine, Galactus, so I can just register there, and I have to pay 150 gold. Now I haven't got enough gold in there right now. I need 87,000, so I'm going to add some gold, which I'll do later after the live stream, and then I'll enter the competition there. I'll also enter the custom one as well with the same one there. Galactus is my top tier 2 gladiator, and then I'll enter that too. That will cost me 1 million gold to enter that right now. So that's kind of the idea. So I'm going to enter both of them and have fun playing, and maybe end up winning a prize. Now, as you guys know, last week I've jumped through the ranks. In my first week, I earned a legendary weapon. First weekend I didn't get nothing. I think I got nothing. Second weekend, I think I got a legendary weapon. Third week, I got $10. Fourth week, I got $50. And last week, I got, I think, $90 or $95, something like that, which is pretty cool. And I think I actually won the Pure Skills tournament as well. I won that. Can you believe it? I couldn't believe it. So you can climb the ranks week after week, and that's what I did. Right? That's what I did. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to continue that thing and take out the top of the main tournament, but it's certainly getting in a pretty competitive environment now. All right, so kind of cool. So yeah, for Gladiator, you need the best weapons generally. You need to get the best qualities, at least competitive, so that you're in the middle of the table. A lot of people just want to be in the middle of the table here, like 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, which is a good place. That's probably where you're going to get most of the competition. But it's easier to upgrade to that, and everyone can battle away. It's kind of neat. All right, so I think that's kind of cool. We got check my pulse in the house there. Good evening, Superman. Good evening to you. What's shaking hexagons? Well, hopefully the markets are going to shake to the upside. That's what we're liking right now. So that is pretty much it on the old PulseChain. An hour and 15 minutes on the hour, guys. We had a great session. Lots of PulseChain news. I think you guys agree. PulseChain SAC on the move through the Tornado Cash, at least part of it. And once it starts, it's got to flow. And then we've also got all those news, all those alpha things coming from all these teams launching things and building things up. Things are looking really good on the old PulseChain. And all we need now is the prices to go up. That's pretty much it. Anyway, keep a lookout, folks. Keep scooping up those deals. Get the quality stuff. That takes a bit of thinking, but hopefully we help you a little bit here on the show with the overview of PulseChain every day. Well, pretty much, except for yesterday because I was off. But every day at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Right now, we have is a data saving start or end? I don't know, but we're definitely on the move. All right, take care, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'll catch you again, hopefully, without any disruptions tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. And until that time, enjoy, and I'll catch you then. Bye for now.